I got all this out yesterday. This is a bunch of ground up venison, and it is in 2-pound bags. These are quart bags. We weigh these and freeze these. Now some of these are from a couple or so years ago. And the reason I'm doing this is because we actually ground this up too coarse. When I go to use it in soups and things like that, it's too coarse and it's kind of tough. So I have to thaw it, regrind it, cook it, and use it. And as you can tell, I have not used hardly any of it. So today, this has been, I let this set out yesterday to start thawing out. And today it is going to finish thawing out. I'm going to regrind all of it and I'm going to can it and put it on the shelf. I'm going to try 2 methods today. I'm going to possibly pressure can if I can get my pressure canner working. I'm also going to try the boiling method that some people use, some people don't agree with. I was looking it up. Pressure canners were not actually invented, or well, I shouldn't say, they were invented in the 1700s, but in the early 1900s is when they were made to be distributed. So we've not always had a pressure canner, and some people have always used this method. They had to use something to preserve meat and vegetables before we had pressure canners. So the idea of boiling is to boil for 3 to 4 hours. So we're gonna see how that works, because it is currently afternoon here, and I do have somewhere to go this evening. So I don't know how much I'm gonna get done. I may have to continue this. We'll just have to wait and see. The thing I have to do is come in here in the pantry that I just kind of organized and move some stuff around. I got all my jars up, and I got some new thing. Well, I got my tomato juice on the shelf with the other tomato juice, and I've got all my jars up around the top because it's where most of the heat goes. So I try not to put food up on these very top shelves. Now, not thinking that I'm gonna have to get back up and get those jars down, because I need those jars to put in the dishwasher and go ahead and fill it as full as I can and run a really good cycle while I'm grinding the meat. Got the jars in there. Gonna get this going. Used to have an actual just meat grinder, but the only problem was when my mom found it at a used, like a consignment store or a secondhand store, so it wasn't very expensive. It's a rival brand, but the back of the feed screw that fits into the machine is actually made of plastic, which is not a good design. There was one that was actually broken in the box. And then one time we were using it, because we used to use it a lot every year to grind up our deer meat, and it broke. And I can't find another one because it's that old. So I bought this attachment for the KitchenAid. It works really well. It actually takes up less space. I keep it in the box and put it in the cabinet, so I don't have a bigger thing to store. So it works really well. So that's what I'm using today. How much of this I can get done. Some of it is still frozen, so as you can see, it works pretty good. So you just have to break off pieces that are frozen. I guess I'm gonna have to have another pan for. So this has taken a lot longer than what I was planning on. I've had multiple interruptions. I've been it's just one thing after another. I do have this ground up right now, but I do have more to grind up. I still have all of this. This is still partially frozen, so I'm kind of peeling off the whatever's thawed and getting that done. So I got all the jars. They are they just got taken out of the dishwasher. I wanted to make sure they were really, really, really clean. I don't want anything in that, especially since this is meat and I'm canning that. So I'm just going to keep going. I want to see how much is going to be put in these. I'd like to have about 2 pounds. That is about how much we were putting in the bags. So I'm going to try to weigh it and try to do that as well. And then maybe just go ahead and get these filled. If nothing else, I'll just put them in the refrigerator for now and may have to come back tonight or tomorrow night and can them. All right, I've got it on the scale and zeroed it out. So we're gonna see. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to pack this in pretty tight when you do meat. I am gonna add, if I remember, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper to it. I'm hoping this works out because we used quart jars, so I think it's gonna work out pretty good actually. May have to get a spoon. That's pretty close to 2 pounds. Not really sure what to use for that. So I'm pretty sure it's supposed to have about an inch headroom. So yeah. Okay, now that's totally okay. Yeah, that's pretty close. It's about 2 pounds. Minus like point, I don't know. Okay, that's probably gonna drive me. Okay, there we go. 2 pounds. 2 pounds. All right, so there's 2 pounds. Fills that up pretty good. I'm hoping, I don't know, that might be too much. I'm gonna have to take just a smidgen out because I think it's only supposed to be up to the shoulder. That is nasty sounding. So yeah, I'm probably gonna take just a little bit out. So that tells me if I fill it up to just where, to right here, it's gonna be approximately 2 pounds of raw venison right there. And then I've got room to put the salt and the pepper. So there we go. I'm gonna get the rest of them done. Step closer. I put about a half a teaspoon of salt, quarter teaspoon of pepper, and I've cleaned them off, and I'm gonna put the lids and rings on. It is a new day, or I should say new evening. I've actually just got back home, and I've got these in here. So I've got 8 and 7 in there. And I'm gonna do the water, the boiling water method. We're gonna see how that works. Now these are gonna heat up and boil. Once they start boiling, I'll set a timer for 3 to 4 hours. And then this is going to be pressure canned. So I ended up with 25 quart jars of venison. I added a little bit of salt and pepper to each one. I actually put all these in the jars, put the lids on, and put them in the refrigerator last night. So I just pulled them out. And this one I started with cold water. So you don't ever want to use hot water with cold jars or cold water with hot jars. You want to kind of do the same temperature. And I'm just going to let all of this come up to boiling temperature together. So I marked these pressure can venison, salt and pepper, and the date. And then these over here are a 4-hour water bath, venison, salt, pepper, same date. These look awful because it did not go well. It did not go well. I'm not sure what day we're on. I think this is the 3rd day of pressure canning this venison. Yesterday didn't go so well. I just, like, my lid was leaking, and then I let it vent twice with the other, like with the first lid I let it vent. I didn't add more water, so then I let it vent again. I'm pretty sure I almost boiled all the water out of it. And so I've got to check my pot, and so the rest of it is going to get water bath canned, and we're just going to sit on the shelf. We're going to see what happens. I've watched videos on this, and there are people who have done this for generations and done it this way, so we'll see. I will say this is probably not the best time to do it in the winter with water bath canning, because I've got so much condensation, and it'd be nice to be able to open the windows. But just a little update. I'm trying to get this done. I still have more in the fridge, but that will not be done tonight because it's already 8:30, and it has to get up to temperature and then boil for 4 hours. So I'm gonna do the rest probably tomorrow night. All right, I finally got the venison canned. It took a few days. It took a lot longer than what I was anticipating because it took so long for it to thaw out. And then I had so many jars. The pressure canning, I almost, like I mentioned earlier, I almost destroyed my pot. So I've got to have my husband look at that, kind of beat the bottom back flat. The rest has been water bath canned. So we'll see how that works. There are only 7 that are pressure canned. The rest of them are all water bath canned. And I believe I have 25 quart jars of venison. I'm here in the pantry. And get up on my stool here so I can show you. But yeah, I have all these in here. And so that's what they look like. Some of them have a little bit of, I don't know if you can see it, some have some white things floating, that is the fat. I don't know, all in all, this wasn't too bad. Other than it took me days because there's about 2 pounds in here, so there's, I don't know, about 50 pounds, 40 to 50 pounds of venison that I canned, and that's quite a bit. It cleared up quite a bit of freezer space, which is what I was going for, and so I'm going to look and see what else is out there, and I really would like to get a I'd like to get better at pressure canning, so we're going to see about that. If you have any tips or any books that you recommend, send them my way. That's it for that. I am glad I'm done with it. I can move on to other projects now. I've got all my seeds grouped together. I'm going to show you that in a video as well. I've got that planned. I'm actually going to start my seeds, some seeds this week. I'm going to pick one day a week and I have them all planned out. So I really need to look and see if I have enough room for that because I don't think I do. But that's something else to worry about later. So I've got the grandbabies coming today, so I thought I'd finish this up really quickly and let you know how that turned out. Hopefully I don't get anything crawling in there because that's really going to gross me out. So we'll see. I don't know. I'll just wait and kind of see how it does. Hopefully it does okay, because if not, I just ruined a bunch of meat. But anyways, let me know. If you have tips, if you can meat and you add seasoning, share those below, because I think this might be a thing that I start doing. So anyways, be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to be lovely lights today.